Hi, Mary Jane here, the phone lady. This video is to give you some insight into a custom workshop I've been delivering for years for clients, communication skills for remote teams. This is about examining your challenges internally, helping team members communicate clearly and effectively with each other. And it allows for efficiency, effectiveness, and engagement, the 3 E's, I like to call them. Now, this is a workshop that is customized for each company or organization that I present to, because each team have their own set of challenges depending on what they need to communicate with each other about, and also what methods of communication they are using. So they're using the phone and email and text and chat and teleconference and video conference and so on. There's so many variations on how teams are communicating. So it is a custom workshop. If you are interested in learning more after this video, we would have a 20 or 30-minute discovery call to talk about your team's specific situations. But in this video, I want to show you some ideas or some skills that are often, not always, but often part of the webinars that I do. So one is this an urgent situation? Often what I hear from teams is that somebody decides something that is urgent, that it is not urgent, and they get distracted by that and then discover it really was something that could have waited and they didn't need to be torn away from what they were working on. But when something is urgent, how do you communicate that clearly? So the first thing is you want to communicate with everybody in all available mediums, because you are not always sure who is checking what the most frequently. So when something is urgent, make sure that you leave a voicemail, make sure that you send an email, make sure that you send a text or a chat. And even if possible, show up in person. So sometimes for internal teams, if something is urgent, walk to their desk and let them know. So you want to make sure if something is urgent that you reach out to everybody in all methods of communication that are available. Also, are answers needed about a particular situation? And does this require discussion? In order to get the answers, does a meeting need to take place? Is a discussion part of what's needed here? So this is when tone of voice is crucial. If a discussion is needed, it is not valuable to rely on email, text, or chat, because we write with a tone of voice and we read with a tone of voice. So a lot of miscommunication takes place when we're having a discussion, trying to find answers to something, trying to collaborate in based on discussion, when we use mediums that are only text-based. Creativity comes out of conversation. Tone of voice is an essential part of knowing what questions need to be asked and finding those answers together. Teamwork in this situation requires a conversation. So what you'd want to do is use your ability to communicate with each other, whether that's text, email, or chat, to get everyone onto a teleconference or onto a video call to find the answers that are needed and to inspire that discussion. And the last one I want to share with you, if you're sending out the exact same message to everybody and something is has a deadline, please make sure, this is the value of email, that it allows us to send the same message to numerous people. Fantastic. but we need to get them to respond, and we need to make sure they read it. So the first key is that subject line needs to be valid. Make sure it speaks to the content of the email in a clear way. And if there is a deadline involved, let's say this email is about getting everybody to come to a teleconference or a video conference at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, make sure that deadline is in the subject line as well as the body of the email. That way you're going to get more traction from that message. Be precise. If you want somebody to read this quickly, immediately, be someplace by 2 p.m. this afternoon, don't write a long, rambling email. Be precise. Use numbers and bullets and plenty of white space in your email, and keep it to one screen of length to make sure that people read it and are able to react and respond. So, those are 3 examples of skills that I have provided to companies who want to improve or expand on the skills their teams are using to communicate with each other. There's a lot more, but this is a short video to give you an example. The next step is, if you are wanting to investigate a custom webinar for your team, give me a call, send me an email. If you're on my website right now, certainly there's a request form that you can fill out here on the website. So there's numerous ways to reach out to me. Gladly meet with you for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, have a bit of a discovery call, and see if this custom webinar is valuable for you and your team. Okay. Thanks for listening. Take care.